Welcome into an at-home version of the Ohio State Football Report. Billy Beebe with you, and so much news happening at once. I thought it'd be a good idea to sit down with you guys real quick and recap it and get your opinion on everything going on with Ohio State. All about wide receivers in this episode of the Ohio State Football Report. Be sure to subscribe. You're getting transfer portal news. You're getting NFL draft news. You're getting coaching news right now with the Buckeyes. You have to stay up to date, so be sure to hit that sub button. First things first, a lot was going on with Ohio State tonight. We had a receiver go for the draft. We'll get into that. We had a receiver hit the transfer portal. We'll get into that. While all that's happening, I'll jump right to the good news, great news, however you want to put it. Jeremiah Smith tweeting out he's not going anywhere. And maybe you're thinking, hey, we all knew that. That was obvious, so on and so forth. Look, in this time of transfer portal, NIL, changes, all that, I never doubted it for a second, but it feels good to get a tweet from Jeremiah Smith during all the craziness that says, I'm not going anywhere. And again, you just lost to Miami. Tough loss there. Money is flying all over the place, and if you think that money won't come. Last year, they tried to outbid the Buckeyes for Carnell Tate at Oregon, at other schools. So people definitely were probably going to come after Jeremiah Smith and offer a lot of money to get him to go. The great news there, Jeremiah Smith comes right out publicly, not messing around, and says, I'm not going anywhere. And look, Buckeye fans kind of need it right now. It's a little bit crazy, mainly with the transfer portal, but you're also going to get a lot of guys declaring for the NFL draft coming up. Caleb Downs on the next episode of his podcast, Downs to Business, Wednesday. He will announce if he's going to the NFL draft. They did a little teaser. I expect Caleb Downs to go to the draft. Is there an option he could stay? Maybe. I mean, we found out that Texas Tech's new quarterback from Cincinnati, Brendan Sorsby, will make $5 million next season, right? That's more than Shedeur Sanders. There is reason to stay in college football. But the great news, amazing news, however you want to put it, Jeremiah Smith will be a Buckeye next season. Like the video. Let's celebrate a little bit. Let's have a thumbs up moment here. Jeremiah Smith's back. He's your number one. I'm hoping they open up the offense a little bit. I think Jeremiah Smith deserves that for his Heisman candidacy and for his draft stock. I think Julian Sain can do that. Have that confidence. He's coming back. That's a great thing, Buckeye Nation. Let's celebrate a little bit. Go ahead and hit thumbs up on the video because, hey, right off the bat, Jeremiah Smith is back. That was our first good news, great news, however you want to put it, of the night for Ohio State football. The second piece of news for the Buckeyes before we get to the bad news, and it's not going to be fun to talk about. The second piece, Carnell Tate. Again, not a gigantic surprise. Carnell Tate will enter and has declared for the NFL draft. Look, I think Carnell Tate is a part of that line of Ohio State receivers, right? Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Garrett Wilson, I said that twice, Emeka Buka. I probably missed someone. Just name the receivers, right? Over and over again. Animals, 5 stars, 4 stars in the pros. That's how it's been for Ohio State for years. Carnell Tate, not like he was unexpected to be good, but turned into something really, really awesome. Probably could have been your number one receiver, I will say, these past 2 years, if not this year. And he played like it. He grinded through the injury stuff. I appreciate him for that. Even in that Miami game, Carnell Tate is catching the ball, taking hit after hit after hit, hanging on to the ball. And I know a lot of you, whether Browns, Bengals, or if you're nationwide with the Buckeyes, whatever your NFL team is, you are excited to have Carnell Tate. However, it is worth knowing that, yes, I'm excited for Carnell Tate to go to the pros. The Buckeyes currently are a 2 wide receiver offense, right? Brandon Inniss is mixed in there a little bit, and he'll be back next season most likely. I'd be surprised if he tries for the NFL or anything else. But you are losing one main core piece of a 2 wide receiver offense. That raises serious questions about what you are going to do next season. And I will tell you, Brandon Inniss is a good slot receiver, good captain, good leader. He is not a number 2 wide receiver on a national championship offense. So you have to keep in mind what you are losing in Carnell Tate. Right? I'm going to double check the stats for him real quick. I mean, basically almost 1,000 yards this season. I think he was just short of 1,000 yards. 51 catches, 875 yards, 9 touchdowns, vertical threat, slot threat, quick with the ball in his hand, good hands. You are losing a very, very good player in Carnell Tate. Congrats to him. for declaring for the NFL draft. However, for the Buckeyes, that's a huge loss. Not unexpected, but it is a huge loss. And before we get to one more big loss for Ohio State in the transfer portal, do want to let you know this at-home version of the Ohio State Football Report brought to you by Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making picks for the first time, you're trying something new, and it can be hard, but in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. High-pressure playoff matchups right now every weekend. You got hoops action almost every night. The action never stops. Prize Picks lets you take control. Tell you what, show somebody that you don't have a ton in common with, but you see a lot, coworker, family, whatever. Show them the app. Show them the fun it can be. Next thing you know, you are watching a game together and getting after it on the Prize Picks app. I think it's really, really fun there. Can also copy lineups. The new social feeds feature, you can share Prize Picks with your friends and copy lineups from winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like, or use them as inspiration for your own picks. You can even follow Prize Picks partners like us here at Chat Sports, tail or fade our picks with just one click. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, the final piece of news we are going to get into as we wrap up here on the Ohio State Football Report. Quincy Porter is entering the transfer portal. This is another 5-star recruit. He was the number 1 recruit in the state of New Jersey, 5th best wide receiver in the class, top 50 in the class of 2025. He enters the transfer portal. I don't know if it's money. I don't know if it's playing time, but the facts are Ohio State is losing serious depth at the wide receiver position. Earlier in this episode, I listed first-round wide receivers the Buckeyes put out, right? Quality wide receivers the Buckeyes put out and had be a part of their program. That starts to go away. That train, that constant, trickle of 5 stars, 4 stars, good wide receivers, waiting their turn to play, playing well, onto the NFL. All of a sudden, they don't want to wait their turn to play. I don't know if it is money. I don't know, Porter enters the transfer portal, again, just about a week after his teammate Mylan Graham and fellow 5-star, by the way, Mylan Graham. So the Buckeyes losing 2 5-stars to the transfer portal. And don't lie to yourself. A lot of you fans, we talked about it on the Ohio State Football Report. You guys said Graham's not going anywhere, and Quincy Porter is the man of the future. You constantly listed Quincy Porter as somebody to look for in the future and be a part of the Buckeyes receiving corps. Gone. Both of them. Gone. That train could stop. Now, look, I'm with you guys. You do have Chris Henry Jr. He'll be a true freshman next season. We're seeing it's hard for Ryan Day to play these true freshmen. Quincy Porter didn't have 60 receiving yards. Barely had 4 catches. No touchdowns. Mylan Graham also under 100 yards. Big opportunities for those guys wasted. Quincy Porter missed multiple games. Not every situation is smooth, plug and play into the future. College football is different. If they don't like something about their situation, whether it be money or playing time, they can hit the portal. Over 9,000 players in the transfer portal, I believe, is what I saw earlier today. And all of them commanding money, commanding playing time, commanding respect they haven't earned from other programs. It is a wild time in college football. Tonight, for Ohio State, tricky situation. You get Jeremiah Smith back, that's great. Carnell Tate's going to the draft. It's a major loss despite, being happy for Carnell Tate. And then Quincy Porter, the former 5-star recruit, enters the transfer portal as well. Things are nuts right now. That's why you got to subscribe. Hang with us here on the Ohio State Football Report.